Netflix has renewed Harry and Meghan's deal.
Well, supposedly, but it's maybe just a Meghan deal.
Oh, a Meghan deal. Well, that makes it much better not.
Meghan Markle has dumped Prince Harry from her Netflix deal.
You're a great husband, a good-hearted man. You've got big, muscular teeth.
Thanks, Meg. And I guess now I'm qualified for this. Unemployment!
Okay. Meghan and Harry are notoriously inconsistent.
Ted Sanderos, the big cheese at Netflix, says he wants to continue his financial arrangement with her. Harry, though, he's being sidelined out of it.
And the Fresh Prince is gonna have to go and make his own money.
Any luck getting a job?
Oh, they had me driving for Uber Eats, but there were too many damn rules. Don't touch the food. Don't taste the food. Drive on the road.
I'm sorry, Rowdy Weddy.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
They're hypocritical, they contradict themselves all of the time.
I've never heard of the Clever company, which you've just mentioned. Ironic name. Meghan is anything but clever.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
What do you make of this brutal decision for Meghan to say, actually, mate, Netflix is now all mine. You're gonna have to go and find your own deals.
I didn't realize how popular she was for being awful, and it seems as though she still has defenders. I found out the same thing about Amber Heard.
Someone who's also acting as a founder.
Customers, people believed in me in this vision. That's all you really want as a founder.
Then sure, Meghan Markle's a founder. She found a mansion in Montecito to live in. She found a sit-down interview with Oprah to bash and shank her in-laws and accuse them of racism. But founding, putting your name on some cheap jellies, jams, and dog biscuits, I don't know, sounds like a fall from grace for me.
I can't.
But she is very active at the moment and trying to enhance her brand, and this is all part of it.
Well, I think for her it's a dream come true because she's definitely always been super interested in Hollywood, super obsessed with it. And so I think for her to finally have this deal by herself, I think would be a huge coup.
It's delusional. It's totally delusional.
You know, they create all these problems like narcissists do, and then they blame everybody else.
They're just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
Because if he's not going to do a royal documentary, presumably like the first one, then it may not. There's no traction, and certainly his polo documentary was the dampest of damp squibs in terms of its reception.
I don't think this is good for news for Harry, but I'm sure Netflix is also sitting there thinking, well, if we want to go down, if the divorce is coming at some point, Meghan's definitely the one to get behind.
Let's chat about Meghan Markle. She couldn't be more cringe if she tried.
What's the title of her show? Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
Is a toxic character.
The best version of Meghan Markle that we could possibly hope for. Keep your mouth shut.
Meghan Markle, and she is a manipulative person.
That Meghan Markle is rather difficult.
There's nothing I like about her. She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
We immediately went into the trenches together. Yeah.
But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet. People would run your bathwater for you. I mean, I could list the perks. I could list them forever.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
She is relentless, she is shameless, and she is exhausting. You are not a successful female entrepreneur.
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina. The world thought Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were the fairy tale couple of the century. But apparently she's got a whole new hustle that might leave Harry out in the cold. If you believe what insiders are saying, Meghan is sure making moves to become Hollywood's biggest self-proclaimed princess.
Then you've got Meghan, obviously very busy, Harry looking around for what to do.
They wrote Meghan is set to land a Netflix deal for a third series of her lifestyle show, but Prince Harry will not be in it.
A difficult time for Harry.
And rumor has it she's using Prince Harry like a fancy doormat to wipe her feet on the way to the top. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to the royal tea. So let's get this straight. Meghan Monetize Me Now Markle has snagged not one, not two, but 3 Netflix shows. And last time we checked, Prince Harry wasn't exactly invited to the party. Instead, he's been quietly shuffled off to the side, like an awkward extra who didn't get the costume memo. Netflix execs are apparently losing their minds over Meghan's so-called star power, because they've decided to serve up more of her enthralling lifestyle content. You know, the riveting stuff, cutting flowers, sprinkling them on some stale cookies, and calling it a culinary masterpiece.
Meghan, on the other hand, he believes she's got the Midas touch. Well, I don't know what he's been watching, but that first series of As Ever was mind-numbingly dull. So,
isn't this where she just like took stuff out of a tin and shoved it in, put sprinkles on it? And...
Well, it's the flour sprinkles.
Oh, flour sprinkles, yeah.
Yeah, which he basically took packets of crisps and put them into plastic bags or pretzels.
Billionaire privilege cringe, but it's absolutely insane.
But here's the kicker. Her previous show's numbers were flatter than a week-old soda. Yet Netflix acts like she's the second coming of Oprah, even though her last project was about as exciting as watching paint dry while counting your gray hairs. Meanwhile, Harry is off somewhere watching polo ponies gallop in circles. If that's not a big neon sign that says you're being used, buddy, I don't know what is. If we're being brutally honest here, Prince Harry once had a global spotlight, and not just because he was that fun royal who partied in Vegas. Now the poor guy can't even get a decent Netflix pitch approved without his wife swooping in to steal the show.
And also, to think that she can do it without Harry, I think is quite arrogant as well, because of course so much of the interest has been to see their interaction together, although these days it's always very miserable.
Remember that polo documentary flop? People who actually saw it, all 12 of them, said it had the emotional range of an expired parking meter.
I'm trying to think of the bon mot, the right way to describe it. Trying to capture some of the magic of my former critique. I know, it's crap. It's boring crap.
So Netflix, in its infinite wisdom, decided to sideline Mr. Spare by Birth to make way for Miss Markle's next big, so-called iconic extravaganza. Now, let's talk about Ted Sarandos, the Netflix bigwig everyone's whispering about. You'd think this guy's full-time job is handing out golden opportunities to Meghan Markle, because rumor has it, their business relationship is so cozy, they might as well be toasting s'mores over candlelight.
The relationship between Netflix and Meghan goes far deeper than many people realize. Sarandos has a weekend home near the Sussexes in Montecito, California, and recently said, I think Meghan is underestimated in terms of her influence on culture.
Some folks say Ted is the driving force behind every contract with her name on it, praising her vision and creative genius like she's the next Alfred Hitchcock, minus the suspense and plus a ton of daisy petals. Insiders joke that Ted has a special hotline just for Meghan, where she can pitch anything from a documentary about royal dish towels to a reality show starring rescue dogs wearing tiaras. And the crazy part is, he might actually greenlight it. Of course, Harry's nowhere in this picture, unless he's fetching coffee for the brainstorming sessions. Ted apparently learned the hard way that anything featuring the prince's face flops harder than a fish out of water. So instead, the Netflix exec is all in on Meghan as the fresh, fabulous face of streaming. He's labeled her a powerhouse of creativity, and if that doesn't make you roll your eyes, I don't know what will. He even calls her his royal rock star, when everyone else sees her as the royal flop star.
The TV streaming giant's boss Ted Sarandos plans to feature only the Duchess, and he even calls her the rock star, sources say.
Ted Sarandos, the big cheese at Netflix, says that Meghan's a bit of a rock star, and he wants to continue his financial arrangement with her.
She's the rock star now.
Are you joking?
It's bad.
It's terrible.
It's stupid.
The Delulu is on another level. Sometimes I envy it.
Is this a conspiracy to make Harry look irrelevant? Possibly. Could it be that he's just boring on camera? Also possible, but let's face it, Meghan's been hogging the mic from day one. She's got that, look at me, I'm fascinating energy, while Harry is stuck picking up the confetti. And hey, maybe he's okay with it. Maybe that was the plan all along. Sign the prince, then ditch him for a better storyline. That's not a marriage, folks. That's a cold business deal with a tiara on top. In the UK, the press is having a field day. They're rolling their eyes so hard they can see their own brains every time Meghan teases another exclusive Netflix project. Viewers have roasted her lifestyle content as mind-numbingly dull.
She is doing a cooking show on Netflix. I only watched 5 seconds of it, and I thought she was going to cut her wrist by trying to zest a lemon. This girl has never been in the kitchen in her life.
She's trying to sell herself as this wholesome mother who's baking cookies and making tea for the rest of the family.
And this was one of the most every mother out there will understand. She wants us to put together a fruit crudité board for our children in the morning. Now, look, Maureen.
I can't.
Look at this.
The only thing spicier than her homemade guac might be the headlines calling her show a snooze fest. But here's the wild part. The more people complain, the more Netflix invests in her. Call it a brilliant publicity trick or just corporate brain fog. You decide. Let's talk about that staff exodus. Back when Meghan was living in royal palaces, the help apparently ran for the hills so fast, you'd think the building was on fire.
We hear about those bullying allegations and how that she was incredibly difficult to work for.
It appears to now be all-out war between Buckingham Palace and Meghan Markle. The palace today ordered an investigation into allegations the Duchess bullied staff.
Over in Hollywood, insiders whisper that the story's the same. Short-lived assistants, clashing personalities, and a star who really loves hearing her own ideas.
I don't like her. That's what everybody says. Yeah. Everybody who works for her quits. Everybody says she's a bully. She's very nasty. Not only is she incredibly controlling, but she's a bitch about it to everybody who works for her. When things inevitably start spiraling downward, she blames everyone but herself.
As for Harry, he's either turning a blind eye or hasn't noticed the staff meltdown. It's like he's busy petting the family dogs while Meghan handles business. I guess when you're perpetually overshadowed, you learn to keep your head down. Maybe he's just used to the chaos. He grew up in the royal family, after all. But it's pretty obvious who's running the show, and let's just say it's not Mr. Gingerhead Man.
Don't need these anymore. Can crowns go in the recycling bin?
Toss them on the goodwill pile. Out with the old. In California, we're just a regular couple living close to Oprah and far from the paparazzi. Woo! But not too far.
People keep asking, what is the Sussex brand anyway? A once promising union of a charismatic prince and a glamorous actress has morphed into a never-ending lecture about empowerment, sprinkled with daisies and side eyes. Their combined star power seems to be waning, overshadowed by questionable career moves and talk show confessions that even Dr. Phil would find excessive. And let's face it, Meghan's playing chess while Harry's stuck on checkers. She's forging deals, calling producers, setting up her next project, while he's second-guessing whether to file another lawsuit against a tabloid. The synergy is downright cringe. Are they building an empire or just clawing for relevance? Depends on whom you ask. If you're Netflix, you're definitely hoping there's still some juice left to squeeze out of this lemon of a couple. Word on the street is that Netflix wants Meghan to go deeper and get more personal. Maybe reveal juicy stories about the royals, because nothing says ratings like spilling piping hot tea about your in-laws. Meanwhile, Harry's next big triumph is organizing a polo match, or maybe giving another interview that sets the internet ablaze for a whole 3 minutes. But hold on, some folks are convinced this all points to a bigger plot twist. A professional split that's actually code for, we're sick of each other, but love the money.
So the Sun is saying, fresh sign, Harry and Meghan have split.
Well, of course, because we know that she's already shopping this post-divorce book, or at least people close to her are.
But are there going to be problems here with Harry and Meghan's egos, do you think?
Well, the problem is Harry at the moment appears rudderless. What is he going to do?
I'm not saying they're about to sign divorce papers, but there's a lot of eyes watching as Meghan's net worth climbs while Harry flips through old photos of Buckingham Palace. If you listen closely, you might hear the quiet snickers of palace courtiers who predicted this train wreck from a mile away. As for the next Netflix reveal, who knows? Maybe Meghan will present a new show about spiritual healing through artisanal salad toppings. Perhaps Harry will decide to become a stand-up comedian. Stranger things have happened in Hollywood. All we know is that the hype train isn't stopping anytime soon, especially when controversy is free advertising. So there you have it. Meghan Markle is charging forward with all the subtlety of a marching band at midnight, and Prince Harry seems to be clinging to her coattails for dear life. Is she using him? Is he using her? Are they using each other? The tabloids have a field day with these questions, and honestly, it's a comedy gift that keeps on giving. Whether this duo is bound for a media meltdown or an epic Hollywood empire remains a mystery. 1 minute, they're unbreakable soulmates. The next, Meghan's forging Netflix deals, while Harry stares wistfully at the horse stables. For all we know, the biggest bombshell is yet to drop, and you can bet your biscuits Netflix will film every second of it. Think you've heard the last of them? Ha! Stay tuned, subscribe, and brace yourself for the next wave of, I can't believe they just did that. Because as long as Meghan and Harry keep stirring the pot, the internet will keep slurping it up, and Netflix will keep cashing in. Grab your popcorn, folks. This show ain't over yet. And don't forget to drop your comments below. We love to hear your opinions. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated on the royal drama. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.